Now we'll try to, to look into our brain. I mean, I will ask you to look inside your brain and think about some questions in your real life, in your everyday life. And the topic is, okay, I will begin since the quote from Bible, because then it will be almost a thriller with, as every gangster movie, to everything there is a season and time for everything purpose under heaven. It's the Bible. And we will talk about these two guys. Both of them real nice guys, by the way. Julius Caesar and Pavel Durov. And why they are opponents for tonight, I mean in my topic. Because of their, properties and first, because of legend that Mr. Julius Caesar was able to do several things at the same time, maybe 7 or more, never mind. And Mr. Pavel Durov, he is our Russian entrepreneur and VK.com founder. Now he's one of the opponents because of his famous quote. The quote is, "The future belongs to those who develop the immunity to attention traps and retain the ability for sustained concentration." Actually, for me, simple mind, if you can concentrate a long time for something important, you will be successful. And we will talk about division. It's the term of Mr. Andrei Kukla. He's a Canadian psychologist who wrote the book Mental Traps. And you see the text. Stupid things that sane people do to mess up their brains. But you see, nice people, clever people can do something just to make their life not good sometimes. So, what is division? Division is, the thing and the property of your brain, of your mind, when you think that you can attend on two things or more things at the same time. But actually, you think it, but this is not the truth. Actually, you cannot do two things or more things than two at the same time. And the author tried to prove it in the book. So I strongly recommend it to you. And if you would like to Instagram something that's going on here in my topic, this is the most important slide. So just picture it. What is division? Imagine you're sitting in the restaurant with your friend and you talking about something, and for a moment you just leave the conversation, and you can find out that you don't understand what is the topic you talk with your friend. What does he talking about right now? And sometimes he can ask you, hey, are you with me? Are you with me? And you just, oh yes. And what's it again? Sometimes you just lose the the point of conversation. Or like this, like in the picture. And you can ask me, what is, how about, for example, I can walk. Now I'm walking and I'm thinking on my next words for you. But how can I walk and to talk at the same time? It's just automation. For me, I can do it automatically. And sometimes you can drive your car automatically and talk by the phone with somebody, right? And it will be a surprise for you. Oh, it's my home, so fast, and I've talked and I could drive. But sometimes, what is it? This is the ad actually on the roads. They just would like you not to text and drive at the same time. You see? Text to deploy. This is a car. This is the fact. This is real life. Actually, you cannot attend at two things at the same time. And I found out that you see two words, attend and attention. sounds very close to attend and to to stream your attention somewhere. Okay, and let's try to imagine how can we do two things, perform two activities at the same time. For example, we have activity A, process A, anything, writing your letter or maybe you email someone and maybe you're cooking something, never mind. Activity A and activity B. Let's try to imagine how to perform them at the same time. For example, we can activity A, the process A, which can be divided to the steps, and the process B. Have a look. Imagine it's very simple. And how can we perform two activities at the same time? Somehow like this. For example, we can begin from A1 and next we're going to step A2 and then we're going to next, but we have to jump, you see? You can jump from A2 to B1 and you have to go back to A2. For example, you have to remember what was the step in A activity to come back. And you have other way, you have other choice. Maybe you can perform first activity A completely and then you can go to activity B. What's the difference between this lane and any of this? You should see the difference, it's shorter. And what's the difference else? Time and energy, of course. Can you see it? You will lose more energy to perform, to go in the first way. See, go in the first variant. And have a look at this girl. She doesn't look happy because she's trying to, you see, to perform many activities at the same time. Have a look at this guy. He's trying to get all the pleasures at the same time. And this is actually the modern problem of our society. Sometimes people goes to psychologists and say something, hey, I don't have nice sex with my wife because I cannot concentrate on it. This is the real life. Now, we have it, in fact. And of course, and I would like to ask you, can you perform two things immediately? Or can you concentrate on something real important for the long time, enough to make it happen? For example, are we ready to produce the new spaceships? Or we have to only clap our hands and celebrate the next anniversary of Gagarin's success? Can we really produce the new spaceships now? I mean, it's more difficult to, I don't know, Instagram something. We can concentrate, we have to concentrate on this. For example, and have you ever take off your cell phones from your pocket just to have a look what time is it now, but isn't successful? Because of message or etc. Or you do it again, but still no, it doesn't work. Somebody asks you, hey, what time is it now? I don't know. And have you ever found out that you are in your room and you cannot remember why are you there? Why you just came here? Yeah? Have you ever you're going upstairs and you thought that it will be the next step and you're up and you have to go up, just as well, maybe you do everything you do all the time like this, and maybe you go downstairs and you thought it will be the next step, but no, this is just the floor. You came, but you didn't see it. Why? Because of your mind division. And I ask you, I see that I have 33 seconds. A small time for the experiment. Okay, never mind. I would like you to, to learn to concentrate. You see the sign, the question sign on the screen. And when it disappears, I ask you to concentrate on your breaths calculation. Just count every breath you take during the next minute. Okay, are you ready for the experiment? And please don't think about anything else. Okay, let's have a time. Yeah, thank you. let's have a 1 minute for the experiment. I would like you to, is it clear? Just to count every breath you take after the sign disappears. And then of the minute you'll see the next sign. Thank you. Now we have a result. Okay, have you calculated? Have you counted? Do you have some results? Okay. Thank you for the experiment. And what to do to concentrate actually? What can you do? And in fact, you can just practice. Practice. For example, we can practice in in building something, doing something with your hands, and because if you assemble furniture, you have to assemble it to finish, and you don't have to do anything else. Or you can try to do something else, maybe create somebody. Okay, never mind. And have you ever tried to sneeze while you're pissing?
Intentionally?
Have you ever sneeze while getting piss? I mean, it's physically impossible, and your brain thinks, hey, stop pissing, we would like to sneeze now. This is not about the brain, it's just physics, never mind, okay, forget it. And I would like you to be detectives for the next 24 hours. I ask you to look inside your mind and find that mental trap division. How often will you lose your attention from something important? Just try to do that for the next 24 hours. And I would like to finish my speech with the quote by Mr. Julius Caesar. And I will say it in Latin. Divide et impera. Do you know what does it means? Divide and conquer. This is his quote. I think this is not only about people. I mean about the nations to divide and to conquer. I think it's sometimes it can be about your brain. So you can find someone who trying to divide your mind. So stay safe, take care of yourself, and thank you.
We asked the question.
The question is, what do you personally do to learn to concentrate?
Oh, what to do? Actually, I practice in some simple things I can do. For example, if sometimes I like to do something with my hands. For example, to assemble furniture, for example, or maybe to clean up my apartment. Maybe just go for a walk maybe to the forest and take a walk and just.
Concentrate just on the activity you're doing.
Yeah, that's correct. But sometimes, for example, if I do something important and I get a phone call, I will ask myself, am I ready to talk right now, or will I ask my friend to maybe call later, or maybe I'll call you. I can say, sorry, I know that you are a very important person, but now I'm busy at the moment. You can be busy at the moment. That's important. I can ask myself again, is it important to talk about it right now? Or should I go back to my activity? Okay, next question, please.
Can I ask you to go back a few slides to the one where you had two people on them, where multiple, no more?
No.
That, stop. Question number one. Where did you get the conceptual picture of my wife? Joking, right. Question number two. The actual question. Did you notice, so I understand that you have studied the topic, so did you notice the difference about the ability of men to concentrate on one thing and the ability of women to do exactly the same thing, and how successful they are in both? Can you comment on that?
This is actually a very predictable question about men and women. And the answer is this. Actually, every woman actually can switch between some activities very quickly. But, ladies, I ask you, and please ask yourself, will you lose any energy for every switch? You have to waste your time for, remember, where is my mirror? And hey, where is my coat? I don't know, where's my hat, etc., etc. Sometimes you're going to that trap. And sometimes actually you, ladies, standing in your room and trying to remember why are you there. So I think this is about everybody. But it's just the question of how fast will they switch. But for me, ladies, you are totally and absolutely, you are not understandable for me in that question. It's fact. So you are a miracle. You are just a miracle. Just, yeah, celebrate it. Yeah. Okay, next question, please.
There is a chance, actually, commenting on the last question and your answer, that a woman would ask not where my coat is, but where is my man who knows all these things. Yeah. But what I wanted to ask is about Julius Caesar. And based on this conception of these two different ways of calculating and switching between activities, do we have to conclude that Caesar did the energy efficient division, or how did he manage to do several things simultaneously?
And do we know how well he did?
Well, you know, I think you understand. You see it clear that Julius Caesar is just a phenomenon, and I don't believe that this is the truth. He could perform actually such a amount of activities. Because, for example, and I'm wondering, what would he do with, what if he have the iPhone with Instagram, Facebook, some, you know, news, I don't know how to say it, the news, yeah, thank you, news feeds, etc., with absolutely, you know, with that crowd of people asking him, maybe liking him on Instagram, and you know, we have our real life. We have such many traps for your attention, and I don't know what to say. I think that, but it's nice legend. Maybe it was just more concentrated on something important at the time when he had to be concentrated. I don't know, but he's a nice guy. Yeah. Without a doubt, he's a nice guy.
That's a nice conclusion, though.
Yeah. Oh, any questions? Oh,
Hi. How do you think? Is it possible sometimes just to turn off your brain in order to stop thinking about anything and to recollect your concentration on some important things?
Nice question. Of course, you can read many books about different practice with yoga, with any religions, that, or maybe, I don't know, maybe Indian practice, when you can go away, go to the nature and be there and doing nothing, just maybe count your breath. But when you try to clear your mind, absolutely, you have to watch, is it clear or not, every next moment, and you will be busy.
It's a trap.
Right, that's the truth. And the question were, how to say, were presented in this book, Mental Traps. The author asked how to find the traps, but not to get to the trap of finding traps. You see, it's
mind-blowing.
right. But the book is brilliant, so it's strongly recommended for everybody. I mean, this is absolutely amazing. For me, it was like a bomb in my brain, like in my mind. Oh, so any questions? Yeah, it's a nice topic. I think we can just discuss it absolutely for the next for all the night. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank
Egor.
you, everybody. Thank you for the experiment.